Good morning, college football fans. What's going on? You already know what it is. It's week 4 of the big college football show at 11. It's me, your boy, resident Michigan fan, one half of House Divided podcast here, Marcus. To the right of me, we got my boy J.O., we got Maniac, we got Josh, we got Maize making his way in. I'll let everybody introduce themselves, introduce their channels. Start with Johnny.
What up, what up, what up? Yo, Johnny Olden Jr., you know me from the Johnny Olden Jr. Show and my YouTube channel that is called The Same. Just ready. We got a big game. Just ready for it. Just ready for it. Yes, and also, let me read this real quick. Shout out to S. Lloyd, becoming a new member. I appreciate it, bro.
Always appreciate the memberships. Appreciate that. Maniac, what you got?
You already know. It's your boy, the Maniac. Man, you know where you could find me. Mondays, the Maize Out Mondays with my brother, the Maize Madman. And also check out the newly YouTube channel that I've created, GoBlue_Maniac_24. Man, check it out because your boy is putting content out. Bang.
Check him out, franchising, shameless plug. Look at him. Josh, talk to people.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's the resident Buckeye fan of A House Divided. We got a bye week, so I'm ready to, stir up some bullshit about the
I told you
big
they doing
game
that
today. Hey, outside of that, though, the energy starter by Marcus on the hosting today. Shout out to that. I like it.
Yeah. No, don't get used to it, though. What's going on, Maize? Talk to the people.
What's going on? I'm upset. You can check me out, by the way, with the Maniac every Monday, Maize Madman. And yeah, I can't really hear anything, so I apologize if I'm off a little bit. I'm trying to fix that right now, but let's do it.
That shit, y'all. He got that shit. He about to start passing it around. Watch out for him.
Yo.
That shit going on. All right, yeah. So last week we had a jam-packed schedule of games. Obviously, the gods are looking fortunately on Josh because he just keep picking these games of the week by the glory of him and him only.
It's luck.
I guess let's go down the slate of what we had last week and kind of talk about where everything went. Hold on me a second here. So I know a lot of the headlines were some of the unexpected wins that we had last week. Notre Dame is still winless after a 41-40 loss to Texas A&M. I mean, I just felt it coming the whole second half of that game. Georgia Tech upsets Clemson. That was a huge game. And then obviously the big one during the day was Georgia-Tennessee. Which one do you want to start with? You want to start at Notre Dame?
Yeah, let's laugh at them.
I know for me personally, I don't think I've ever really felt bad for Notre Dame other than right now. You know what I mean? They coming off a national championship run. They have a lot of hype coming into the season. They catch 2 tough matchups in the beginning of the season early on. Really fight their way through the second game. Like I was looking at Jeremiah Love a little side eye until late in that game, but it just felt like the quintessential Notre Dame is going to let this one slip through their fingers. I don't know if anybody else had that one. Maze, what you think?
Can he hear you?
Yeah. So I agree 100%. I picked Texas A&M to win this game. I thought that Notre Dame, had this. It's one of those where they let defeat, snatch victory away. But I feel like that's, they do this at least like once a season under Marcus Freeman at home, lose a game that a lot of people picked them to win. And in this case, it was nothing different. A lot of people thought that they would win this game. I didn't like what I saw from them week 1 in terms of their use of Jeremiah Love. And like you said, for most of this game, it was the same, especially that first half.
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, is this dude like who we thought he was? I even tweeted something like, Jeremiah Love isn't who we thought he was in terms of like his effectiveness, and especially the best running back in the country. He hadn't played like that week one. Now, granted, he didn't get the opportunities in week one, and to that point in that game, he hadn't played like the in week two. That said, he found something a little later, and it looked like that they might even, go ahead and win this game. But that last drive by Texas A&M was everything that you love about college football. The excitement, they down to their last down, I believe. A guy who really hadn't been super effective in this game, that tight end catching that touchdown the way he did was amazing. So it was a great game. It's just unfortunate if you're a Notre Dame fan. Right now, they haven't proven that they can win a football game. So
right.
Them being ranked where they are is even more of a head scratcher to me. But yeah.
Are they still ranked? Where are they at this week?
Yes. 24. Yeah.
24?
Yep.
Okay.
0-2, 24.
0-2, and 0-2, 24. That's a little disrespectful.
Bias. That's
okay.
bias to the capacity.
Johnny, how'd you see it?
There we go. It was a good game. And I wanted them to lose, so Notre Dame bot has to sit and stew in that misery, all that nonsense you was talking all off season about your recruiting, about your team, about CJ Carr, about Marcus Freeman. You know what? I can't even wait. For you. What's his name? Notre Dame bot. I can't wait.
Hey,
you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
There you go. That's what Good day, sir.
Hey, Maize, you got a Notre Dame homie, don't you?
That's who I'm talking about.
That's Notre Dame bot? Damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
It's really Dallas fan.
That sucks.
But Johnny calls him Notre Dame bot. But it's Dallas fan.
Yeah, so I'm just happy. It was a great game. And like Maize was saying, the tight end, because Notre Dame, A&M returned that kick and they got called back because of the tight end, one of the other tight ends. And then they still drive it back down and win it. It was an awesome game. And I was happy that both teams deserved to win, but I'm happy Notre Dame didn't win.
Maniac, talk to him.
Yes, sir, man. We're already talking about arguably the game of the year. One of the games of the year already. It was an instant classic. You had two teams, man, that faced off last season. Notre Dame went into College Station last season and got the victory. Jeremiah Love is getting no love. No love for Jeremiah Love. We don't know what's going on there, man. You use your weapons, bro, to the ground. A running back, you could use them to the ground. That's what they're there for. They have two running backs to be exact. So I don't know what's going on there. High scoring game. Normally, we've seen Notre Dame, their defense, regardless, been better than that to give up, 41 points at home. And their home opener, it just doesn't, if I'm a Notre Dame fan, I don't feel good about that moving forward. I did pick them to win. I thought 2 weeks to prepare for an A&M team that I don't think is a great team. I think they're a middle-of-the-pack SEC team, but nonetheless is a team that's dangerous. And if you don't come to play, they can upset you. So, bro, I loved it. But it's also just like my two brothers already went. I agree with them. It's happy to see them lose, even though I picked them, because my man, Notre Dame fan, Dallas fan, bro, if you in the Discord with us, bro, this guy is nonstop Notre Dame. And all he can celebrate is recruiting rankings, because that was something he took pride in for some reason. I don't know why. Who does that? But anyway, the bottom line is this. It was a hell of a game. Notre Dame is 0-2, and September is not even done yet. Okay? Notre Dame is 0-2, and September is not even done yet. So, Notre Dame fans, hang in there. If you win 10 straight, hey, anything could happen, but it's not looking like that. So again, hell of a game. If you're a college football fan, that's what you love to see, man. And shout to A&M for a gritty win on the road.
For sure, for sure. A couple things, housekeeping matter right fast. Old man on the sticks. Appreciate the new member. Appreciate the new membership. If Notre Dame makes the playoffs this year, we can just go ahead and just finally say it once and for all that it's a sham. It's a money grab, and we should just pay attention to our conferences. But go ahead, Josh. Give the people your thoughts on the game.
Are y'all, well, we're all college football fans here, so I'm assuming y'all are all firm believers of the football gods.
Oh God! Don't start this Lou Holtz stuff.
Enough said. Enough said. They lost by 1 point at home. Football gods took care of Lou Holtz.
You need to stop, man.
Enough said. Enough said.
Enough said. Leave it alone.
They love bullying geriatrics here in Columbus. I don't know what's going on.
I didn't bully him. Nobody here bullied him. The football gods bullied him.
You need to stop, Josh.
Hey, man. Anybody can get it, even when they're 88 years old. Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't support elder abuse over here.
No.
We don't support elder abuse.
Football gods, not Ohio State fans or anybody else for that matter. Football gods take care of them.
From the lowly Golden Domers and their suspect season, we got Georgia Tech. Man, Haynes King. Is Haynes King who we thought Cade Klubnik was this year? Y'all got on Clemson, Georgia Tech. Go ahead, Josh, run it back.
That was one that I was already afraid of going into it because Clemson hasn't looked like the team that we all expected them to be going into this season. And Georgia Tech has always been a decent team, especially with Haynes King. So I already kind of went into that steering clear of it. Didn't bet on it. Kind of knew. I just felt it. I don't know what it was, but I felt it. So no, this definitely Clemson has also been a disappointment to the way that Notre Dame has kind of been a disappointment. Young Dabo.
Talk to him, John.
Yeah, same thing like Josh was saying. Georgia Tech is just somebody you don't want to have to play with that scheme. It takes a lot of preparation for that. And even if you prepare all week, it's still kind of not enough time when just keep running that same type of scheme over and over. You don't see it. You hardly ever see it. So it throws teams off. And that's what happens. And Clemson is in shambles. Like they in shambles because he had a loaded team, he thought, but Klubnik ain't really it. He didn't take that step. And they slick got a problem with team, like overall team speed. So what can I say? Dabo, I have faith in results. You used to have the results. You ain't getting them no more. So my faith in Dabo is about out down the drain. Sorry.
Facts.
For sure. Maize.
You're muted, Maize.
I think I said in the outline that maybe college football is past Dabo up, right? And maybe that's a little too harsh. But at the same time, I mean, this is a guy who was late to get on the transfer train. He was late to get in the NIL space. You know what I mean? And maybe he is one of those antiquated coaches, right? The Nick Sabans of the world. Now, granted, Nick Saban was still recruiting well and doing that sort of thing. I mean, he made it to the Rose Bowl, the Final Four, the playoff, his final season. But the writing was on the wall for him in the sense that I'm not going to be able to dominate the way that I was dominating before, based on this new landscape. And I think the same kind of question should be had about Dabo Swinney. The thing is, though, Dabo Swinney is a champion multiple times over. He is a great coach historically. So it's one of those tough questions that university and that fan base is going to have. Now, granted, that fan base has turned on Dabo before, right? Maybe prematurely before. But I think that now it's time to really have tough conversations. I mean, this is a team that we thought would be, at least I thought, would be in my preseason rankings, would be a playoff team. Not just a playoff team, but win the ACC handily. That doesn't look like it's going to happen. This is a team that, or Klubnik is a player we thought would be in New York at the end of the season. That's not going to happen. And now, not just Dabo, but is Kate Klubnik even good at football? But yeah, that's where I stand with it, man. I think that they were overrated, obviously, and they aren't who we thought they were.
All right.
I think when you look at Clemson right now, it's a coaching issue. They don't lack talent. They don't lack, veterans. It's all there, man. And like Maize mentioned, I picked them to. That was my preseason favorite to win the ACC. I also felt like they can compete to win the Natty. They're going to be in the playoffs. It's not looking like that right now. Dabo, I don't know. He needs to look in the mirror. Is it his coordinators? Is it him? What is it that you're doing wrong? They just don't have that same fire they once had under Dabo, man. And, he's like you say, he's a great coach. We can't take that from him. But has Father Time reached him, right? We have that saying in boxing. It's probably the same for Dabo right now. He might want to consider just calling it a day, especially if they end the season with this talented team with 5 or 6 losses. Now, if they go ahead and run the table, this will be a different conversation in November, January. But Georgia Tech, man, again, Georgia Tech also shows in college football, if you run the right scheme and you got players that just winning the play, football players, they don't have to be elite, just football players that can execute and want to play and got heart, you win. You win. They kind of remind me of those Michigan State teams under Dan Antonio. Not saying they similar. I'm just talking about the mindset. You didn't have no elite 4 or 5 stars all over the field, but they won. They were aggressive, win or lose. You was going to have a rough day. Georgia Tech is a team that we need to watch out for in the ACC. Shout to them, man, and I will be watching them closely moving forward. Clemson, on the other hand, looking really caca-doodle.
So, for me, I don't think I was as hype on Dabo personally before the season, but more so of just like, well, I don't really know who's going to, come out or rise to the top out of the ACC. So, common wisdom tells you to go ahead and pick who's been dominating it for the last, decade or so. And that's kind of how last season struck out, right? We weren't really sure who was going to take the reins of the ACC early on. Most people's conventional wisdom led you back to Clemson. And that's where it ended up going. I think the difference this year is that you could tell over the last 4 years or so that the talent level of Clemson had maybe taken a step back. And so now, at a time where you would like to lean on that a little bit more in your coaching career, a la Nick Saban, right? Be able to put a little bit of that onus on the overall pedigree of your roster, as opposed to having to poke and prod every last facet of your team to get results. That's just not where Dabo is right now, roster-wise. I think he's an above-average roster, but not elite. And so when that's the case, you have to be perfect. Dabo is no longer a that type of coach, or at least that's not where we are today. And so I think that's where it kind of leaves Clemson in this spot of limbo. He's too good. It means too much to the program to boot him out, but also not what the moment needs right now. So where do you go? Hell if I know. What let it happen to me. Last week's game of the week, we had Georgia, Tennessee. That was the only game out of the 4 that we picked that I had right. Georgia really fought their way through an impressive effort, a better effort from Tennessee than I thought we were going to get, defensively and offensively. Like they fought back. They made big plays on offense. On defense, I think they competed with Georgia. They made it as tough as possible. They made Georgia have to dig themselves out of holes right? They forced Gunnar Stockton and the talent on the outside to kind of beat him. And then by the time the second half, later in the game happened, it was like, all right, well, they got to match drives. They can't even lean on the running game, in perpetuity. They can't just only run the ball right now because Tennessee is scoring, right? They put them in a place where they had to compete. I think the coaching edge is mostly what got this game. With Smart and Heupel, because it's kind of what it comes down to late in games, and also a little bit of a fortunate bounce, right? When you're playing that tight, it only takes one or two plays to swing it your way. Anybody else? What you got, Maniac?
Yeah, man, this is probably as we speak, the game of the year so far, after the first 3 weeks. I did pick Tennessee to win this game in the close one. They lost the close one. They missed the field goal at the end of regulation, what would have gave them the win. But I also mentioned last week that this Georgia team looks like they're going to be a drag them out kind of team. This ain't your typical Kirby dominate you in the trenches team. Gunnar Stockton is a football player. He epitomizes that football player. You could tell he drives a pickup truck. He wears flannel shirts. He wears Wranglers. This guy just he's like a 1980 throwback kind of quarterback. They just know how to win. And of course, like you mentioned, Kirby Smart, man. They were down 14 points in this game on the road, hostile environment. Tennessee looked like they was going to have their way early with Georgia, but coaching, like you said, they made changes on defense. Garcia, I believe his name, the quarterback, he started to get flustered, couldn't really do much. But a hell of a game, guys. That was another great game we was watching. We was in the group chat going back and forth, just saying, yo, what a game this is. But classic game, classic SEC game. Georgia gets it done. Now, next week to Alabama. It's going to be interesting. Can Kirby get his second win overall? But I think Tennessee will be fine as well. But great game.
For sure.
So when I talked about this game last week, the thing that made me take Georgia is just the fact that it's hard to bet against Georgia. And somehow in this game, they found a way to win it at the end of overtime. So it was a great game, like you mentioned. We all were talking about it, but somehow, some way, Kirby Smart and Georgia Bulldogs found a way to pull this game out. And that's unfortunately something you got to deal with when you play against the Bulldogs.
I think Kirby even said like Tennessee deserved to win this game. Like they deserved to take it from us. So I think he even felt like they probably played good enough to win.
Facts.
Yeah, both teams played their hearts out in that game. And it was just back and forth after the beginning, after the lead Tennessee got. It was just back and forth. And it was just kind of who's going to make a play to lose it, basically. And that's kind of what happened. And Tennessee and Georgia, this game is – it could be a win-win for both teams, honestly, if they take it the right way. Because Georgia can springboard into, okay, we see what mistakes we have, but we figured out we got a football player at quarterback. We got a dog that's going to put it all on the line no matter what he has to do. So they figured that out. Tennessee, you also figured out something. We got a squad. We got a squad over here. All we got to do is focus in, and we just realized we just went toe-to-toe with the SEC champ from last year and pretty much the team that's been running the SEC for the last 3-4 years. So let's tighten it up, and hey, we can still make the SEC championship and make the playoff and try to win a championship.
Yeah, so I picked. So first of all, let me just say this is another game of the week snafu by me. I think I may be over in game of the week. That said, I picked Tennessee in this game because of what I thought Gunnar Stockton couldn't do, and Gunnar Stockton went out there and proved that in the most clutch times, I guess, you know, he could deliver. And that's really what I needed to see from Georgia to, you know, kind of put them on the pedestal that they've been now really for the last several years since Kirby Smart's been there, right? And he went out there and showed me and everybody else that doubted Georgia's offense exactly why Georgia is Georgia. And like Josh said, it's hard to bet against them. I didn't take it lightly. I did think that the Vols offense was really playing well. I did think that they get it done. And early, I was looking like a genius. And, and then, you know, Kirby Smart and Georgia kind of tightened the screws and got it together. But it was another great game. Just unfortunate for me in my game of the week picks that Tennessee.
That's a good point to talk about that. Where are we officially on game of the week picks?
I'm 2-2. I'm 2-2. I pick Iowa State. I pick Oklahoma for the wins, and I pick Texas.
I did pick Oklahoma.
And I pick Tennessee. So I'm sitting at 2. I'm at 500.
Yeah,
I'm 1-3.
Ohio State and Georgia, and then I missed Michigan and
Oklahoma.
Yeah. I picked Michigan.
I think I missed that. The Michigan game is what got me.
Yeah.
Of course.
And then, of course, one of us is undefeated.
Luck of the draw.
All right.
It ain't no
luck. Listen, man, shout to Josh.
Tony Yayo dance, baby. Tony Yayo dance, baby. Shout out to my guy, Jason.
Y'all gonna even the right day.
It's cool.
All the way in front of them.
Because it's about to be a 5-0, baby.
I
get it.
Okay. So next up, we got a little brief intermission. We got some time for my boy Johnny Olton's segment. You get nothing.
Let's get it. This is a segment that is dear to my heart. The You Get Nothing. So let's get into it. Let's play the intro.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
You get nothing. So I don't got that many this week. I don't have that many. Just a few. So let's see. Josh been talking his stuff. So let's get into it.
I just knew there was going to be a clip. I didn't know which clip. I knew there was a clip.
Ohio State in the red zone on 4th down against Ohio Bobcats. You get nothing.
Still rolling out on 4th down, I see.
They did eventually get something, but you know,
I'll take
the L on that. At least not that play, John.
No, absolutely not
that play. Now to my other You Get Nothing is someone. This is so dear to me. It made my week. So let's just see it. So that is Notre Dame losing to Texas A&M. 0-2 wins. You get nothing. You get no wins. You get no celebration. You get no fanfare. In front of touchdown, Jesus. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. You get nothing. Sheesh. So I got one last one, and this is the true you get nothing, and this is just all of the shutouts.
Damn.
I'm still mad about that Indiana one.
Wow.
Sick.
Yeah, nasty scores too. So shout out to all the Indiana, Cincinnati, Mississippi State, Toledo, Illinois, and ECU. They gave up nothing.
Yeah, and look at all those blue bloods they played against too.
Yeah, they was playing Burger King Tech, but
yeah, Burger King. Foot Locker A&M. I see Foot Locker A&M in there.
So I guess I'll play it again for that.
Nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
It just remind me of going into a restaurant and he's just fed up. You good day, sir. You good
No
day.
soup for you.
I
No
like
soup
that
for you.
one.
Right?
I love it.
No
I
soup
love
for
it.
you.
Let's see for you.
Nah, for sure, man. Definitely my favorite segment so far. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. So let's get into this week's games, man. We got another packed slate, another good list of games. We'll work through our manageable four. I'm gonna actually write down my list this week of the regular games and take credit for more than just the game of the week. Up first on the docket, we've got number 21 Michigan versus Nebraska. It's a battle of the QBs here. Dylan Raiola, the Patrick Mahomes reincarnated. Totally
The generic version. The generic version.
The great value version. The Timu version.
No, I
God
think he's
made him
totally
like that.
comfortable. No, he didn't. No, he did not. It's a little weird to me that he's that comfortable emulating another person at this point in his life. Like if he was a little bit younger, it'd be cool.
God made him like
He was
that.
older, it'd be cool. But like in your formative years, like you supposed to be you right now, dog. Be you.
You said if he was older, it'd be cool.
Like if he was like a middle-aged man, we gotta find something to geek out about. That's cool. But
Okay.
like if I was like 20 something and I had millions of dollars and everybody already knew my name, I would probably just run with that. You know what I mean?
I'm very literally the big man on campus. Who else on Nebraska campus is
You
going
feel
in?
me? In Lincoln, Nebraska, you're not the biggest fish in
Still
Lincoln,
is
Nebraska.
he still is the big man on campus. He's just not
No,
Patrick
he's
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes Jr.
Junior.
he Patty Jr.
So he's the big Patty until the real Patty comes around.
Yo.
So Krabby
All right.
Patty.
So I guess I'll
Yeah,
start
Chrysler
out
300 when a Bentley show up.
Facts.
Yeah, Chrysler 300 when a Bentley show up.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Basically. Let me get my thoughts here and then I'll toss it to the panel. So for Nebraska, I think Dylan Raiola has looked very efficient early. I think that he's done good work in games that he was asked to do good work in. And that is about as nice as I can be. The problem for me in all of this is that I haven't seen it versus a team that I think is going to be able to put the pressure on Raiola, number one, have the talent to combat what they have on offense, number two. This is a game where they are going to be a little bit more dependent on his arm and his legs to try to move the ball, because I don't think that Nebraska is in a position to even think about doing what Michigan tried to do with Bryce in Oklahoma. All right, let's sit back. Let's play easy in the game plan. It's not running too much. If Nebraska has a chance in this game, he's got to ball out like Mateer did. He's got to ball out in similar fashion. He hasn't been asked to do that yet. And then their defense has been asked to, step up and be a steadying force, for the team this season. I don't know if they've quite gotten there yet. I saw them versus Brendan Scoresby in Cincinnati. If that's what he's getting, I can only imagine what Bryce is going to get in opportunities where he has to run the football. So what threat does the Nebraska defense present to Michigan to make them pivot is another point of concern, I guess, if I was a Nebraska fan. On the Michigan side of things, I think you stay on schedule, keep doing what you're doing. You do not avert course. You do exactly what you came in Central Michigan doing, at multiple formations. Use multiple running backs to accent the running game of Bryce Underwood. But at the end of the day, you include that into the game so that you are totally balanced. That feels like the only way to completely balance this offense this year with this offensive line and this group of personnel is to add a drop of that into every game to keep everybody honest. Otherwise, we're going to see the Oklahoma tilt that we had in that game each time we have a big moment, because they will feel comfortable with leaving one-on-ones on the outside and leveraging everything towards the line of scrimmage. So to keep them honest on all of that, they have to include Bryce. Everybody keeps making a step at the skill positions, what have you. We'll look to see if we get some injured guys back on defense. I think this will be Rob Moore's first time back. What y'all got?
I guess I'll go. This one is a little. I'm a little. It's a. What do you? Are you? Have you arrived? Are you there yet? Type of game.
Mm-hmm.
Because Michigan played Oklahoma, which was a big test, but we didn't look that good against Oklahoma. I mean, as fans, we made it worse than it probably actually was, I guess you could say. But Nebraska hasn't played anybody but Cincinnati, and that they probably should have lost that game, honestly. But Dylan Raiola's been cooking and doing his thing, so it's going to be interesting to see. I'm interested to see, can we get pressure with 4? If we can, somebody said if Michigan can get pressure with 4, it's going to be a good game. If Michigan can get pressure with 4, Nebraska's cooked. So that's the thing. And so I'm really interested to see how this game turns out, because Michigan has a lot of questions still. Nebraska has questions still. And this game is going to be the answer for those questions for each team, because I'm still trying to figure out both teams. Honestly, I'm still trying to figure out Michigan offensively, defensively, what exactly we have, and the same with Nebraska. So that's about where I'm at with this one.
Well, make a pick. Hold on, I didn't make a pick either, but go ahead and make a pick, and then I'll make my pick.
You want me to make a pick? But
make a pick. You up there now?
No, I got Michigan in this one. I got Michigan.
All right, bet.
I think Michigan's defense gets back to clamping teams down like we know they can, and they don't have a Mateer. So, I always go with this: make that quarterback play great to beat us. Now, it sucks for us. Mateer did play great, but
yeah,
I don't think Dylan Raiola will. I think we're gonna force him to make mistakes and be confused and bewildered. Please, Wink. I'm begging you.
Same. I got Michigan 31-17. That's my official. Go ahead.
Damn, 31-17. Okay. 31-17. Right. I'm torn. Obviously I'm the rival to Michigan, so I want Michigan to lose, but I had them winning this game before the season. Nebraska has looked better than I thought they would. Both teams have good defenses. Both teams have young quarterbacks. So obviously the game plan is to put as much pressure on the quarterback as they can. Nebraska has a Dane Key, and Dane Key is probably the best receiver in this game. It's home field advantage for Nebraska. I'm so torn. I don't know. You guys don't have a coach, a head coach. It's Biff. Is it Biff again?
Yeah.
We got a head coach. His name is Biff Poggi.
So you guys don't have a head coach.
Biff Poggi the God. Biff Poggi
drive a Rolls Royce with cut off sweaters.
Y'all are making me want to pick Nebraska right now. Look, I'm honestly torn. I don't know who I want to pick. I feel like I should just pick Nebraska and get it over with. This is not a game of the week, so I really don't care. So I don't know. Give me Nebraska. Give me Nebraska. Give me a Nebraska with a slight edge in a close game. I actually don't think it's going to be a big point differential. I think it's going to be close.
Okay. Got you.
Sure.
Yeah, man. It's a game that it's hard, man, to really determine, because we don't know how we're gonna come off, second row game against another undefeated team who used to play in the Big 12 as well, Nebraska. But look, man, I think on paper, again, you don't win games on paper. We know that. On paper, we're the better team. If the defense just could play discipline, and we need to get pressure. Don't need a sack, Raiola. Pressure. With 4, then I love our chances. Riola's not as athletic as a Mateer. He might say, you know what? Let me try to take a page out of Mateer, and run a little more. But I don't think he's comfortable doing that. He can, he has some athleticism in him. But we'll see what approach he takes regarding his legs. Passing game, he's a decent passer. I mean, their receivers are not elite, so I think our secondary matches up well against them. But again, pressure is going to be the key. And, of course, making them one-dimensional, right? Stopping the run. So when they do that play action, nobody's biting on that play action. Then he has nothing there to throw to. So that's going to be key. Our D-line. If our D-line is having a good game, not a great, don't have to be great, a good game, I think that's going to increase our chances. On the offensive side of the ball, yes, implement Bryce while you can. I'm not saying run him to the ground. If we need it, if that's what we need for us to win, so be it. I don't care. I'm sorry. But O-line needs to establish push. Push. Hayes, let's get Hayes going. Let's get Marshall. And of course, more importantly, we need a McCulley game. McCulley, we brought him here to be wide receiver one. He has the size. He has the athleticism. Do we have a game from him? Okay, if it's not him, Maj, can you do it, Maj? Shannon Goodwin, can you do it? Klein, are you going to do it? Hanson, are you going to do it? Somebody needs to step up. If we're going to be a playoff team this year, it just can't be Hayes and Bryce's legs. Other people will need to step up. And, of course, the O-line. No El Hadi, no Norton. So Guavanera and Ifobi will get the starts today at guard. Luckily, they did have one game to start, so they know how it is. Got to limit those penalties, man. But regardless, I think this is going to be a fist fight. This is going to come down to the final quarter. And I think this is a game Zavada redeems himself and hits the game-winning field goal. 2017, Michigan, and we go into the bye 3-1.
Okay.
Samaj is not stepping up.
He already up. He don't got to step up. He already up.
No, he absolutely needs to step up in height. Excuse me.
First things first. I never thought I'd be saying this season, but if we're dependent on Zvada, then maybe we are not going to win. I'm joking. Get it together though, Darth Zvada. That said, couple things. The only team that they played with a pulse, I'm speaking of Nebraska, was Cincinnati week 1, right? And in that game, Cincinnati was able to run the ball very effectively. I think they had 5 rushers average 5 or more yards per carry. They had 3 of those guys over 7 yards per carry. And what does Michigan want to do is run the football. Last season, Nebraska was much better against the rush than they are this year. This year, they're not that great against the run. I believe they're in the bottom third of the country in terms of stopping the run. So I think that's Michigan's key to victory, obviously, is Michigan's strength, and that's running the football. That said, too, Michigan's interior defensive line is better than Michigan's edge right now, as it's been proven outside of
you think so?
Jayshawn Barham, who isn't necessarily an edge technically, but that interior is the strength, and that interior of Cincinnati's defense gave Nebraska fits all night. So these are just the things that I was able to see while watching that game. But I also think that you have to account for Dylan Raiola's feet. I think Maniac brought that up. It's not that he's out here, doing the John Mateer thing, but he's certainly capable of doing an imitation John Mateer. I mean, we see him imitate Patrick Mahomes every week, so he's like he's like the Aries Spears of football. I don't know. He can go out here and imitate John Mateer, then maybe Michigan has a problem. But I honestly think Michigan wins this game handily. I have them winning 31-21, but we'll see what happens.
Similar. All right. Next game up, we got Florida versus Miami. Now, I played on Miami's name last week, and they stomped a mud hole in South Florida's ass, probably just for me. So I'll let y'all go through and pick on Miami, and I'll have an answer for you when you're done. Who's up?
All right, I guess I'll do it. Battle of Florida. I'm sure, by the way, Florida State's going to have a lot to say about this at the end and when it's all said and done. But of these two teams, I mean, Florida is on a 2-game losing streak, I believe. Speaking of people who aren't who we thought they were, DJ Lagway, come to the front of the room, please. Somebody told me, an Ohio State fan told me that DJ Lagway is the best quarterback in college football before the season started. That same Ohio State fan I've been seeing in the chat periodically. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, he won't admit that though. He won't
Not
be
Junior
loud
fan?
about that though.
With that said, there he goes. There he is. He's right there. With that said, the Miami has surprised me. I picked them to beat Notre Dame mostly because I don't like Notre Dame, but they made me look good, so I appreciate them for that. Mario Cristobal got off to a fast start last year. We know that. I believe they started 8-0. It looks like they're going to get off to another fast start. I think they win this game against Florida. I think they win this game going away. Florida's really showed me nothing that I would pick them to win this game. So unfortunately, give me Miami by a couple touchdowns.
Yeah. I mean,
wow. Go ahead, man.
Nah, battle world. Y'all gotta fight it out. Fight to the death.
Look, man, you look at, let's be clear though. Florida, exactly, Maize. I don't think they're as good as they were projected to be, but their 2 losses have come through a total of 12 points. 2-point loss to South Florida and a 10-point loss to LSU on the road, in which Lagway threw 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interceptions and only lost by 10 points. So I don't think they just getting the short end of it. I think they're a tough team. You can't be a good team when you're 1-2. But I think if Miami wants to really send a message, I think whoop Florida's ass. And people are going to say, what do you mean? Who's Florida? Well, LSU, who's many considering a top 3, top 2 team, only won by 10 at home, causing 5 turnovers. If Miami go ahead and punch Florida in the mouth, beat them by 14, 17, 20 points, that's making a statement. And they can, of course, they in the ACC along with Florida State. So eventually they're going to have to face each other in the ACC championship if everything goes as expected. So I'm going Miami, man. I think right now, Mario Cristobal got his team balling. They O-line is playing very well. And they got a veteran quarterback, man, who's played in the SEC against elite competition. So this is nothing for him. And he's making good throws and good decisions. Give me Miami.
For sure.
I believe in Billy Napier in Florida the way I believe in James Franklin in Penn State. So when people were telling me that this Florida-Miami matchup before the season was going to be one of the best, I laughed in their face. And now here we are. Florida Gators are 1-3 or 1-2. 1-2. About to go 1-3. Billy Napier is on the hot seat to lose his job, and they're going to be outplayed in every single way against Miami. Clearly have Miami winning this thing. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of nuts because I also didn't have too much faith in Miami, but at least Miami has gone out and shown improve. So, Miami in this one for sure.
Yeah, same like everybody else is saying. I got Miami. I wasn't a believer in Lagway like that anyway. I was kind of waiting to see, because when you get all this hype train off of 1 year where you didn't even really play the whole year, you're hurt all off season, on and off. So how are you building consistency with your receivers and, really diving into the playbook? So I wasn't really a believer in him like that. Plus what they schedule is killing them already real early. You're already getting put in a body bag. So I got Miami in this. The consistency that they've shown, also with Carson Beck, everybody wrote off Carson Beck leaving Georgia. Everybody wrote him off. And he's getting a second chance in Miami, and he's making the most of it. And Lagway is in Florida's licking their wounds. He's got quarterbacking mental problems right now, because some of the reads that he's making, the throws that he's making, they're horrible. They're horrible. You ain't giving your team a chance throwing it like that. So going against that Miami defense, I ain't picking you. Think I'm gonna pick you? Well, no, I got Miami.
For sure. Yeah, same. I got Miami big. I think these type of games are the games that are built to bolster the winter portal. This is about the time that teams are going to start realizing that they either talked a whole bunch of bullshit all off season just to get people excited and to run hard in the sun, or whether or not they got a legitimate chance to go chase something. This is where we're going to start breaking the pretenders away from the contenders. I think, Florida will be in the pretenders lane by the end of the day. Give me Miami 41-20 over Florida.
Gotcha.
All right. Next up, we've got Texas Tech, Utah. 17 Texas Tech at Utah. So interesting Big 12 matchup. Texas Tech overshooting expectations for a lot of people, I would think, early on in this season. I actually got Big Noon kickoff over there blaring right now. They got the linebacker Rodriguez running up and down the field. He's a standout. For me, I picked Utah to win the Big 12 this year. So obviously, I think I'm leaning towards them. Also, I don't really know offensively if Texas Tech is for real. It's kind of the same thing we were talking about with Nebraska and Raiola. Are the numbers high right now because we haven't played anybody early on, or are we legit? This is going to be one of those games. If you can go out here versus Whittingham and company and put up some numbers, then it's validated. For me, I'm going to stick with conventional wisdom. I got Utah in a knuckle dragger 2017 over Texas Tech.
All right. Is this is not the game of the week?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
All right. All right.
For me, I'm kind of where Marcus is, and this is another one of those games where let's find out if you're really about that. Texas Tech has gotten a lot of all those transfers since the NIL has been blowing up, so they're bringing in a lot more talent now. Utah has been pretty consistent over most of the last decade or so. They've been pretty consistent on the type of team they are. They're kind of like a pseudo Big Ten team, I guess you would say, their playing style. So I want to pick Utah in this one, but I'm getting the urge that some Texas Tech might really want this one and show up and show out. But I don't want to get clowned if that doesn't happen.
Now listen, you're gonna get some right, you're gonna get some wrong, man. That's how the cookie crumbles.
I can't live with it, maniac. I'll be up all night thinking about it. But I'm gonna go Utah. I'm gonna go with my conventional wisdom, and I'm gonna go Utah to win this one. Because what they do is I trust it more than what Texas Tech has been doing.
Yeah. What's the Utah's quarterback's name, man? I forgot his name. He's a baller. He's
Cam Rising.
Yeah, no, not right. Get out of here.
Cam Rising.
He's still quarterback somewhere in there.
He's been in Utah since Deion Sanders been playing college football. But hey,
Devin Dampier.
He's a baller, guys. Yeah. He's also the leading rusher. Let's also put that right. So there's a lot leaning on him. They playing at home, but also it's funny because I had hit up Johnny and Maize earlier this morning on the group chat, and I said, man, this is an overrated hype game. Both of their best wins this season came against teams that are 0-3. Texas Tech against Oregon State. Utah versus UCLA. The other two schools they beaten was the Burger King Techs of the world. Nobody. So we don't know who these teams are, really, honestly. But we will get to know today. I think it's a tough game. It's a conference game. Both need this win. But Texas Tech, on the other hand, they do have a three-headed monster at running back. They got three guys that could run that pill. So can they be balanced today? I think that's the key for Texas Tech. How balanced can they be on the road against a tough Utah team, man? But I'm gonna go ahead with the Utes of Utah. In a close one, I think I'm gonna go somewhere about 21-17 game, or this could just be a bomb burner. We get another Notre Dame A&M 45-42 kind of game. So it's gonna be interesting. And yeah, give me the Utes.
Shout out to the Utes.
Yeah, so this one is one of those where it's the great coaching on Utah versus the great money bag of Texas A&M and that super booster that they have. In short order, Texas A&M has put together a top 25 team all of a sudden, right? Just because of the money. Now, here's the thing. This is a new age where you can put the down payment on the national championship, and obviously Texas Tech did that. They went down to Lord's London. They said, hey, it's a piece of property I want. National championship here at Texas Tech. We don't sniff those, but I got a bunch of money. So what can we do? And that's basically where we are now, right? Where Texas Tech has played a meaningful football game 4 weeks into the season against another ranked opponent in Utah. Here's the thing. I don't think that they're there yet, though. If I'm being honest, speaking of Texas Tech, I do think Devin Dampier is a problem. He's going to be a problem for a bunch of teams this season. My Big 12 pick to win it is already in the trash can, so I'm officially switching my pick to Utah. And I think Utah wins this game. I don't think it's necessarily going to be as close as a lot of you guys are saying. A lot of people in the chat are saying. I think they win this game going away.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me. I do like the way that Texas Tech has looked on offense at times, but as Maniac mentioned earlier, it's been against absolute nobodies, and this is both teams' real first test. I guess I'm going to give it to Utah. Home field advantage. That's all I got.
Yeah. Hey, right.
It ain't game of the week.
Yeah,
give me game of the week.
Good enough.
Give me game of the week, baby.
We got
Yo,
one
Josh,
more
take
before
it
the game of
easy
the week. So next up is Auburn versus Oklahoma at Oklahoma. That's coming up here in a little bit. Big game for Oklahoma and John Mateer. Another home game. Another ranked opponent in Auburn. This will be a kind of a show out. This is very similar to the Big 12 matchup that you got. Like this is an SEC doppelganger of the Texas Tech Utah game. Pretty much the same thing. You got two teams in the middle of the standings, but at the top of their conferences vying for supremacy. And so does Oklahoma take another step towards being a top three, top seeded first round bye type of playoff team? Do they slip up and then have to climb their way back there? And then on the other side, if you're Auburn, nobody was picking Auburn to win the SEC this year. A lot of people will be changing tunes if you walk into Norman and you pick up a win here this Saturday. So a lot on the table for them as well. I think Venable's pressure is again always going to be a factor. How does Auburn and Freeze, how do they adjust to that? How do they adjust the game plan? How do they account? John Mateer, are we going to take the air out of the ball for Auburn's offense and just try to, incorporate quarterback run to keep drives going and keep the clock moving like we did against Michigan? I'm going to go Oklahoma. I think John Mateer's legit. I don't know how long he's going to hold up doing that, though. So they got to find another dominant runner in that backfield to alleviate some of his carries. But, I mean, week 4 here today, they're going to run him. They're going to run him about 20 times, and I think that'll break Auburn. I will take Oklahoma 35-20. 35-20 over Auburn.
Okay. I am taking Oklahoma in this one. Oklahoma has done a lot this year so far to prove that they are a solid team. And while I can give Michigan some grace in the fact that they gave them an okay game, and obviously Oklahoma is better than what we thought, I'm seeing a lot of people in chat acting like they're so much better than Texas. That's cap. They play a game, so we'll see when they actually play a game. Even though Arch Manning is trash. Regardless. Auburn, Oklahoma. Auburn doesn't have what it takes to beat Oklahoma. I got Oklahoma winning this.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a big test for both teams, coming out, SEC game. Oklahoma's starting to separate themselves little by little. This game could give them more cushion into that. Right now, like Marcus was mentioning, Oklahoma's offense just, revolves around John Mateer. They need someone to handle the load. They got to get a running game going. I think even with that, they still good enough to beat a team like Auburn at home. But it's funny, right? Because these are the games in conference that you just don't know. Auburn might show up and play the game of the year today and just come out of Norman with a win. Also the Arnold, what's his name again?
Jackson Arnold.
Jackson Arnold, former Oklahoma quarterback. You don't think he want to go into Norman and do this to the crowd? Like, oh, y'all thought I was cacadoodle? No, we beat shot. Get up out of here. So I think this is a personal game, especially for him. I'm going back into Norman. And bro, the ultimate revenge is playing for another school and beating the school you just transferred from because, quote unquote, you wasn't good enough. So I think this is going to be a good, typical SEC game. You might see Oklahoma struggle at times in this game, but I think that Brent Venables has his team playing, and I think their defense is good enough. I think they'll get it done. I think it's going to be a drag them out game, but give me Oklahoma 27-17.
If Jackson Arnold actually said caca doo doo, I'd laugh my ass off.
Similar to what Maniac and Josh were saying. Yeah, Jackson Arnold is coming back, or he's playing against his old team, and they're probably gonna come to fight. But I just think with Oklahoma's defense, the way it flies around, Venables' scheme, similar to ours, the exotic blitzes, things like that. And John Mateer, I think this is the same way Jackson Arnold's going to take it personal. John Mateer is probably going to take it personal too, because you think you should still be here. Oh, okay. I'm gonna show you why you gone and I'm here because I'm that dude. So I think that's what's going to happen. Like I think Mateer's going to take this personal too, and give me Oklahoma.
Jackson Arnold, Jackson Dart, hey Arnold, Oklahoma in 5. Nah. Look, Oklahoma's one of the best teams in college football, period. Nobody can change my mind. They're top 2 and they're not 2. John Mateer he started his Heisman campaign, unfortunately, on the backs of Michigan. And now, unfortunately, Michigan needs Oklahoma to be excellent, and they are excellent. They're going to take care of business. Give me Oklahoma big in this one. Jackson Arnold's going to have to get his revenge some other way, maybe college football, the video game.
Salute to Dr. Anwar down there. Appreciate the shout out. So now, game of the week. We got Illinois, Indiana, both undefeated, both ranked in the top 25. Indiana's 19, Illinois is 9, I believe.
Yes.
Indiana setting the world on fire last week with 70 points. Offense seems to be humming at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Illinois, still the defensive staple that they are. Brett Bielema's got that program going true north. I think he's got them going up. How far they'll get, I don't know, but they're definitely headed in the right direction. Another one of them tell them games, man. Who's for real? Who's the bully here? And then who's the food? I think who's going to have a harder time defending the other's offense will be the tell of the tape. Will Illinois struggle with Indiana's tempo more than Indiana will struggle with Illinois' RPO game? Which one wins out in that scenario? It's an interesting concept because I think they both kind of feed into each other. If you're constantly RPOing, right, and you're pitching the ball a lot, well, you are kind of giving them the ball back, and that's not really what you want Indiana. You want them to sit on the sidelines. So there's going to be much more running in this game if I'm in Illinois, as opposed to run pass options. Because if I'm Indiana, I'm just going to scheme it so that you have to throw the ball and get the ball back to us. I want as many opportunities to run offense as possible if I'm Indiana, even if that means conceding a defensive drive. If that's how they play ball. On Illinois' side, how do you stop them from getting into tempo? Well, you got to win on early downs. You got to stop them from, subbing guy or going super fast so you can sub guys in to keep them fresh. You have to win early downs. Have to keep them off the schedule. Got to disrupt bubbles. Have to completely take the run game away. Who's going to be better at doing that? Give me Illinois. Give me Illinois in a close one. I do think this is going to be a close game. I am very interested in this game. I think both of these teams are trying to take that next step into top of the conference type of ascendancy. I think Bielema is a little bit closer than Signetti. So give me Illinois 24-20.
Yeah, I'm also gonna take Illinois in this game. Is my mic on? It's on. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also gonna take Illinois in this game. I think Signetti is a great coach. And I think as his talent gets better, then his offense is even going to be more explosive and more of a problem for teams in the big going forward. But right now, I think teams like Illinois, the other state, these teams, these traditional kind of powerhouses, not that Illinois is traditional powerhouse. I'm just saying that they're built a certain way right now. They're going to be able to stop teams like Indiana from doing what they want to do, disrupting some of that defensively. Now, granted, Indiana is going to, I expect them to score points in this game. So I don't want to act like they're going to get blown away or anything like that. But I like Illinois in a close one. Indiana, I'm sorry, I expect to score points, but give me Illinois in a close one.
Yeah.
Sure.
You got
Sonny Ray for the $4.99.
Oh, go ahead.
No, we got it up. Go ahead.
All right. So look, man, Illinois, Indiana, Big Ten, a lot of implication in this game. One team can separate themselves. You gotta like Illinois, the better coach. Brett Bielema does have more of that Big Ten mindset going into this game. You got to control clock in these big games, especially on the road. I think Illinois is more equipped. They have a lot of returning starters. Probably the team with the most returning starters in the Big Ten. If I'm not mistaken, someone could search that up. But they have a veteran quarterback. You're always in good hands with a veteran quarterback. Solid, disciplined defense, not dominant, but disciplined. Indiana is good, right? But Signetti hasn't even had a rank win, even last season. Let that marinate for a little while. So he hasn't really been beating nobodies, honestly. Good teams. I mean, he beat us last year, lucky win, whatever. Bottom line, I still think it's going to be a fist fight. I got to go with the more experienced, better coach. I think Illinois finds a way to win, but I think it's a 50-50 game. Honestly, I could see Illinois winning, but I need Illinois to win so I could go 3-2 in my big game picks. Give me the Fighting Illini, whatever they call 21-14.
What is an Illini? Is that a turtle? Is an Illini a turtle?
No one knows.
It's
no one knows.
It's a dead turtle.
Isn't it like it's like a Native American group, right?
Hey, stop it. Get out of here.
I think it might be. That sounds closer than anything.
Ain't no way.
I think he's right. We got
that does sound close.
Damn.
No disrespect to the Native Americans, respectfully.
They
do have a Native American logo.
Just hijacked their shit and slapped it on a college football team. It's nuts.
That's the most American thing of all time, by the way.
Salutes. But Indiana, Illinois, this is kind of you got Signetti. Did y'all Google him? Y'all that picked against him. Did you Google him?
I Googled him for sure.
Maize, Marcus, did y'all Google him?
Yeah, it says no rank wins.
Oh, Signetti, yeah, no, I didn't.
See, y'all didn't. Maniac, you Googled that, but did you Google him? So I'm taking I'm taking Indiana because I believe in Mendoza and Signetti. He said, Google him. I did. Some good stuff popped up. I believed him. I believed it. I might not gonna believe Google. You know, Illinois plays good defense, and Altmaier is a good quarterback. But I believe that Indiana with Mendoza and their scheme, I believe it's gonna overwhelm them a little bit. Don't prove me wrong, boy. I'm trusting you now, Mendoza. Don't make a fool out of me, boy. So that's who I got. I got Indiana.
Oh, all right. Yeah, it's a tough one. I could see it going either way. Absolutely.
Wait, Josh didn't go, did he?
How about that, Josh? You picked? Yeah, there we go.
No.
I was so sure Johnny was going to get on here and say Illinois, and then I was going to say literally everything that Johnny just said, like verbatim. The Google me
made a lot of that up.
The Google me, the Mendoza, like everything. Just stole my thunder right before I got to say it. Indiana's going to win this game. I like Mendoza. I like Omar Cooper. Yeah, they're going to win this game. I think it's going to be a little too much for Illinois ultimately to defend against at points during this game. And I'm just a stickler for home field advantage in close games like this. So,
new rule. Josh has to pick before me every time on Game of the Week, so I can then take Josh's
Yeah.
Going Indiana. Going Indiana.
All right. The streak ends today, man.
Oh, Josh might as well stay up.
Oh shit! I got it. Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Picks.
I was going to do the do rag and boots again, but let's just get right to it.
Oh, the mic.
The mic. Right. All right.
Hold on, Josh. Hold on.
Where's the end?
50.
As good as the best of them, but as bad as the worst. So don't test me. You better move over.
Since the video was on, I had to rush and get my do-rag on. And I got the butters. The butters is here. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? The butters is here. All right, let's get some money. Real quick. This might be the last week for first half spreads because I think we're going into conference play. I'm actually going on the under in first half of Sam Houston State versus Texas. I think they had it at like 29.5. I don't think Texas scores 29.5 points. And so I'm going to under on that because Arch Manning has been fucking it up. I take Florida State for the first half spread against Kent State because Kent State is god awful. I take Tennessee for the first half spread against UAB because Tennessee is mad at the loss that they just took to Georgia. And then there's a few money line picks that you can take: Mississippi State, Louisville. Obviously, I said Miami versus Florida, Washington over Washington State. I think Georgia Tech gets a win, and I'm picking USC over Michigan State. We didn't talk about it, but USC got that. So that's my pick. That's my picks.
Josh's bets. If you have a gambling problem, reach out for Maize Man.
Get your money for your butters, dead ass B, and your chopped cheese.
Hey,
from the Kalo K.
You mean Lugs boots? I don't know what the Lugs.
Yeah, he's talking about Lugs.
Yo, Josh Channel is in the New Yorker.
They dirty, but the Tim logo is there.
He stamped that on there, y'all. He got a press.
Stamp is crazy. I need a new pair, so I'm gonna gamble so I can get my new pair of butters. You know what I mean?
Oh man,
yeah,
for sure.
Funny, I love it.
All right, I got a closet full of Tims. You open
every color,
just Tims.
Yeah, I got men. You know what's funny? I don't have no pair of butters though. I don't. It's been a while. Crazy. But I got all of them: the chicken and broccoli, the beef and broccoli, everything.
You got a black pair,
super chat maniac.
All black.
None of them are
all
butters.
Black.
Is read the super chat maniac.
Let's get it today, Wolverines. Blue Wolverine for the $9.99 super chat. Let's get it today, Wolverines. Let's get it.
Absolutely.
Read this one too,
Troy.
All right. Thanks for the $4.99 super chat, Sonny Ray. The OU loss was a blessing in disguise that would save our season and turn out to protect the quarterback philosophy came directly from Harbaugh himself. Holla.
Thank you for the $4.99, but that comment is caca-doodle.
B, you heard B?
You heard?
We
All right.
definitely appreciate everybody rocking in today, liking the chat, subscribing, super chats, memberships. We appreciate it all. I think
Yeah.
at its peak, we had about 110 people flowing through here on YouTube. I'm not really sure what the Twitter numbers look like, but we appreciate y'all too. Make sure you like,
Also,
share, subscribe. Oh, go ahead, Maniac.
real quick, Michigan fans, post-game reaction on the Maize Man channel, win, lose, or draw. We'll be there. Hopefully, it's a good one. So make sure y'all tune in.
Absolutely.
Also, Zero Cool, you disrespectful. I ain't got no Fruit of the Loom boots. That's crazy. That's crazy.
The press is crazy, bro.
Do all the appropriate likes and subscribes and whatnot. Enjoy your football Saturday. We'll see y'all later. Hey, that's what we going